sprinklers up there in Adams County, and it's going to cost $54 a day if his judges agree to it, because that's what his contract is with the federal government. So no crystal ball, no way to predict, but I can tell you that with her statistics, and she is accurate, that we see a continuous decline in those numbers as far as usage and convictions and dealing. So, is it going away? No. Is it going away in our lifetime? I don't believe so. And as law enforcement, as I've told you in the past, we're not going to blink. These judges aren't going to blink. We're going to continue to incarcerate. And do we want to find an answer? Absolutely. 7 programs in our county. Judge Crane has started 2 courts, Veterans Court and a drug court. We are participating on a weekly basis. We are seeing success stories. Individuals that I didn't think would ever make it, names we've been dealing with for years. We are now seeing they are passing their urinalysis 3 to 4 times a week. We are now seeing people who are talking about getting their children. I can't imagine, I've used this example many times, to tell me that I'm doing something that's going to cost me my children. That's damn sure enough to make me stop. But these people don't get it. And we have to bring them back to earth. Absolutely. But to tell you that I can sit here and tell you that 300 beds is going to be enough in 5 years, probably not. If I had to predict, I would say definitely not. But what are the answers? I've got people working all over the place trying to find answers. I've talked to an individual today, they're looking at opening facilities in different areas so that it can be more than one county use them for the individuals who are mentally ill. Now, to tell me that we've got to lock a person in our jail, which we're doing, on a daily basis, who suffers from mental illness, is wrong. But we're charged with keeping those people because they've gone off their medication and they've committed a crime at that point in time. But to incarcerate them, I mean, you're going to walk a cancer patient in there and say, here, sheriff, take care of it. It's an illness. Some of these people are mentally ill. It's a sickness. But we're still charged with taking care of them. And to tell you the number has to be 300 beds, I can't do that. I can tell you that there are sheriffs who are building new jails that are making money from the federal government for housing up to 40 individuals on a daily basis at $54.30 a day. That's what was quoted to me yesterday. So if you want to look at it from a money-making proposition, build a 300-bed jail, we can make money on it for a little while. But I can't tell you if we can make it for longer than a year, or 2 years, or 5 years. I hope that the numbers go down. But in our job, in my profession today, and the judge is sitting right there, what are our hopes, Judge? Those numbers aren't going to fall soon.
No, we have had success.
We have had success. And it's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time.
I have a question for Commissioner Payne. To move forward, we can make a motion tonight.
Yes, you could. You can make a motion tonight. The other thing I was sitting there thinking about was Kim and I had this conversation last week or so off and on in passing. At your next regular meeting, Kim and I, and Ed will be back by then, could bring to you a proposal that would put a subcommittee consisting of some councilmen and commissioner and some structure things to start looking at and start doing. That in a timeline of maybe 3 or 4 months to get that completed. That could be a phase that's not going to really cost anything, but we could move forward in that process at the same time. Part of that would be looking at the first phase. We will have to hire an engineering and architectural firm to at least look at some of these issues that we talked about tonight. I guess that would probably it'd be nice if you guys said, bring us something the next week.
Well, I think I can speak tonight for the council and say that's what we would like. We'd like for you to bring us something that we need to say as a council that yes, we want to move forward from here and take the next step.
Council members, it's been properly moved and seconded that we're going to take the next step. I take this as what Mr. Robinson mentioned. After phase 2, he needs to properly moved and seconded. County council members, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. We give it a go with a unanimous vote. Or I'm sorry, we have one misses tonight, so vote 6-0. Mayor Dorf.
I follow the same motion. Yeah, we have to say it.
I'm not sure. I guess I would say this. I'm not sure if we are ready to vote on this simply because we were told this meeting was optional. 3 of our council members are not here, so for us to vote on anything that a meeting is optional and when our full council is not here, I don't think this is really proper.
I agree.
Well, I'd like to clarify the city's responsibility as well, just so it's clear.
Go ahead, after you get a response, we'll take it.
I'm not saying it has to be right now. Just one thing it should brought up to me.
Well, it looks to me like we're here for one reason only, and that's because we're a voting member of the county option income tax that they decide to go that route. That's the reason we're here.
I think for our city and our county, the city is certainly wanting us to move forward. If you're not, if we're neutral, you're going backwards because everybody else is going forward. So I think that the facility that we have in Henry County is embarrassing and it is degrading. And I'm like everyone else here, I commend our sheriff's department that has to deal with that every day, that they walk into unsafe jobs for what we have to offer, and not only for the inmates' safety, but for the employees' safety. And I think the city's in favor for moving forward. I don't think we're at the point where we would want to take a vote, but I think that we're certainly in favor to move forward the better of our county.
I can make a suggestion, and my calendar's correct. The next county council meeting is July 25th. We will present something to the county council at that point in time, and depending on what their outcome is, one of us will attend to our city council, the next city council meeting after that, to present what the county's looking at doing or not doing, whichever case may be. At that point in time, the first meeting.
That's fine. I have a question for Gumball.
Yeah.
Is this feasible for the county to do with the Justice Center not being paid off either in 2021 or 2024? Is it feasible? I know that. I mean,
We have not run any numbers at all yet.
I mean,
So,
with their bond outstanding, with the Justice Center paying of $1.3 million, is that correct?
that was
just
yes.
Okay. Is it possible for them to even move forward or even think about going forward financially?
I mean,
Before these days.
So in any project that we finance, we always look at outstanding debt that's in place. Depending upon what revenue stream you guys would choose to utilize, we look at everything that's payable currently from that. Obviously, the size of there's no project cost or anything decided yet to know what that number would be. There is wherewithal to increase the current income tax rates. Yes, if that's going to be sufficient, I don't know yet.
I think that's part maybe that you as a council need to decide before you come to us of you all have a number in your head somewhere, some way, and you need to know whether you can easily pay for something before you come and ask any other entity to be involved or move forward. I think that's your next step.
Well, and I think, he's given us lots of phases, but I think there's phases within the phase.
It's all about money.
It is all about money, but it's also, okay, there's a phase of getting a group together and talking about, okay, this is where we are, so this is where we're going, or where are we going? And I think there's a phase there that just because go is here, doesn't mean at the end of the next phase that he's outlined for us is where we have to stop, go or stop. We can stop before that, we can shift and go a different direction before that. There's lots of phases within the phase.
Yes, I would say that every project that goes through financing, there are multiple phases that have to be gone through. At this point in time, it seems that the county is just looking for some like blessing to move forward with choosing an engineering and architecture firm, because at this point in time, they have no idea what they're even looking at as far as the costs go. And so until you get that, there's no way we can do a feasibility study on just an estimate, because it'd be a waste of our time and your money.
Well, and I think also, including the city, is not waiting until the last minute to put it all on their plate to say,
Right.
oh, here's our project, come and join us.
So typically,
No,
after
be a
the
part of the
architects and
project all
engineers
along. Be a
come up with an
community
estimate
project.
and a design, I mean, there's educational meetings for everybody to be on the same page, to see, one, the design, see if the design is even something that you're interested in, and then from there, then see what the costs are.
Well,
So
and it's
there's-
like, if we're gonna rebuild where we are currently, that's smack dab in the middle of the city. They need to be on board with that. If we're building someplace else, we want that input in the big picture.
Well, I appreciate the city being here.
I do too.
Again, right.
That says
Like-
we're all on the same page
Right.
trying to move forward together.
Right, and I think that's the point of why we invited city council, wasn't to get a money decision, because Councilman Stover is exactly right. In the end, it wasn't that money. We're not at money yet. We're just not there. It's, again, to reiterate the point, we're still a few years from that point. What I appreciate about the city council being here is we wanted them here as a show of cooperation, because and to inform and to keep the city council in the loop. And Mayor York emphasized this at our Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee meetings, so that everybody, yeah, that's why we wanted you here, to stay in the loop, to stay involved, because, you know, I would say chances are, as the jail's in the county seat right now, you know, that, which is your jurisdiction, chances are it could be again. And so this way, just everybody's in the loop, and there's no he said, she said, that way everybody's at the same meeting together where we can get it all out, and then basically just have support so you guys are aware of what our next steps as you start reading it in the paper.
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm popular, that's okay. I think we're missing the big point here. We just released the figures, we just released the studies that will be in the paper. We have an obligation to our constituents to have a public meeting to get input from them. And that's got to be our number one priority to start with. We just can't jump into this and we're going to spend $500,000 here talking tax and stuff. We need to get some public input to where we proceed. And I know it gets difficult sometimes, but that's our job. We need to get the public involved. I believe we need to build, if we're going to do, I don't use the word here, correctional facility. We need the community behind us, and we need this kind of spirit with the community, not as isolation. That's important. I think that's very important. Thank you.
Just one comment. I've been listening all night, getting a little redundant, but this facility over here is the county's albatross. And its linear design has created an egregious situation for Henry County. And what we're doing tonight, moving forward, is the right way to go. We need to see this project to fruition. I don't think there's a person here that doesn't agree that we need a better facility. What Rick and the jail commander have to deal with every day is they have our input. It's a terrible situation. I've seen better, and I think we're moving in the right direction. And I think we'll get this problem taken care of.
And what I can tell you is, I believe, I don't know what a federal judge, federal magistrate's going to say, but I think once we can go and report that you have decided to move forward, I think that's going to give them some, at least hope, and help us to stay ahead of the lawsuits that we're facing right now. I believe that they will listen to us, and I believe they will hear us. I think in the long run, it will save us money.
Thank you.
Well, what I was going to say is I want to thank everybody for coming to the public meeting, to hear this information. Again, it looks like we're still making progress. Hopefully the next 3 or 4 years won't be as slow as the last 5. At this point in time, we're going to conclude the meeting. I'm going to turn the meeting over to the mayor. He has a project that he would like to discuss with the city council and the county council together.
This meeting was primarily about the jail, but at this point in time, we are entering into another project that is very important. The city and the county has there are professional services, sheriff's department, police department, fire department, EMS, 2 EMS services are on 2 separate radio frequencies, and we're not in compliance with each other. If we have a fire department fighting a fire in a church and there's someone in the church, we could have an EMS standing out on the sidewalk or a police officer standing out on the sidewalk, and they can't communicate. They have to call back to 911. 911 has to get in touch with the other entity, and that's just not good enough. At this point in time, anyone from the sheriff's department that gets called to Shenandoah, they have radio frequency to that school. They're in the parking lot, they have radio frequency, they step inside the hallway and they are dead in the water. They have no communication with any other officer, but sometimes not even with their cell phone. So we have a huge breakdown right now in our coverage in Knightstown and in the Middletown area. Immediately we're starting a campaign to get the towers, the proper towers in place for Knightstown and for Middletown. And this is not a city thing, this is not a county thing, this is us. This is, we're all for one and one for all. If we have a shooting in any of our county schools right now, and Noblesville didn't think that they were going to have a shooting a month ago, we get officers inside and they're the Lone Ranger. They can't call back to 911, they can't call the cavalry, they can't call somebody that's already en route. So we are already behind our surrounding counties of being, we can't communicate with the way that we are right now. So we're getting ready to start a major campaign financially. It's probably going to be a $3 or $4 million campaign looking at private money. This will not be tax money. This will not be, we may look at some different things that are already in place for financing, for match money. We're going after grant money. But as a community and a county together, very fortunate. It gives me goosebumps when I see how our volunteer fire departments work with the city's fire department when there's a major fire, and the county comes in and covers all of our stations while we're fighting the fire, sometimes help in that process to fight that fire, and how they work together with as handcuffed and as handicapped as they are. It's just, it's mind-boggling, and I can't praise them and thank them enough for what they do. But we've got to be better in being in communication. Seconds save lives. And this is something that we have to look at, just like the jail. But this, you're going to see more about this. This is not the meeting for this. We're going to have some other private meetings about this. Everyone is going to be invited. Everyone is going to have input. But this is something that we have to improve for numerous reasons. Not just to keep up with the Joneses, but if we want to communicate with all of our surrounding counties and Indianapolis, we have to be better. So this is not the meeting for this, but I just want to introduce this tonight that we are going to be moving forward with a major campaign to get our towers up to date and to get our radio systems in line with the rest of the state. So not really opening for questions tonight, just wanted to introduce it, but there will be other meetings for this. And if anybody wanted to drop a large contribution tonight towards that, we would be more than happy to start out tonight. That's all, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, the council members, we'll see you July 24th.